Everyone. Okay, we are live. Let me just post this link again. May take people some time to come in because I just let everyone know. Hey, Carter. It may take a second or two for people to come in because I just literally 3 hours ago let them know that we are going live. So, everyone, welcome. As you come in, hit the like button. And this is an exercise to first get you to think. Okay? I'm doing this because I want to stir your imagination and I want to alter the way you think. And the reason why I want to alter, hey, Spirit Journey, the way you think, I don't want to tell you what to think. This is not MK Ultra. And I am not in the business of trying to control anyone. But what I do want to do, hey, Avion, Leilani, Chanelli, Woke, welcome, is I want you to begin to think. Patrick, welcome. Okay? So, many of us know that the creationocracy at the top, the human haters at the top, they got busted trying to do certain things. And as reports started coming out, hey, Regina, hey, Sim, that they were trying to move in a certain direction, they waved their magic wand and changed the card. I don't know how many of you are on Instagram. And on Instagram, I explained that we are in a simulation and they're using hypergaming, right? They're hypergaming us. And in the simulation, the old methodology of control of the humans was a chessboard. Chessboard is an ancient African game. Okay. And you see that chessboard in old African paintings. Okay. And the name in Africa is not chess. There's actually a different name. And that game is thousands of years old. And they claim that game is European. No, it's not. We can show you that game in African art hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. But anyway, the old gaming they used on the human race was a chessboard, and sometimes they would use card games, and then they migrated to video games. This is where you get the word gaming. Now we're in the hologram era. You know, many people sit back, watch the television, believe everything they're telling them, and not realize a hologram is directing their lives. Right? So, anyway, so tonight I'm here just to get you to think, but not just think. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my vision. And the reason why I'm sharing with you my vision, if I were the ruler of the world, is because if I put this into the ether, you do realize that this medium of communication that we're using is a data mining, data aggregation system. And everything we put, our thoughts, emotions, ideas, and energies, goes into this supercomputer. Okay? But when we're sharing information and we're sharing thought processes, we can alter the present simulation. And the reason why I'm telling you to consider thinking about what you would do if you rule the world is because you're going to put, remember, we are under EEG heterodyning. And I'm going to teach you guys this month in this month's group training. EEG heterodyning and how they are creating their new race of humans by altering their brainwaves. So whenever you're communicating on a mode of communication, whether it's via the internet or whether it's on your cell phone, or whether it's on a cell phone, or whether it's in a city, period, where there are towers and antennas, understand that the AI, Skynet, is always listening. And even if you don't have a phone on you, Skynet is listening off of someone else's device. That is why you can have a conversation outside, and when you get home, exactly what you said shows up on your phone. And what I'm trying to teach you today is because they are trying to get the human race, who they came this close to completely exterminating, to self-exterminate with WAR in UKRAINE. Is anybody in the building? They're like, shucks, we got busted trying to get rid of you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to wave the wand. So you're not focused on the tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of those who are injured and dying. You're now going to focus on, it's still feeding the death energy. Okay? Meanwhile, there are ethnic cleansing going on in Ethiopia right now that nobody cares about because it's Ethiopia, right? In the northern part of Ethiopia, the Afar people are being exterminated and nobody cares, right? So they wave their wand, right? And they still have you on a death energy, because whether it's dying from liquid Lucifer or dying from weapons, military grade weapons, it's still humans dying. But the average person can't say, wait, hold on. If it's liquid Lucifer, I die. And if it's UKRAINE versus RUSSIA, I die. And the zombies take sides. So here is what I want to teach you guys today. I want to teach you a methodology of your own power. Listen, you can protest in the streets for change, okay? But let me tell you one of the most powerful weapons you can use to change any situation, okay? Thought. Did anyone hear what I said? Thought. And when you think it, you verbalize it. And then you think it, you verbalize it, and you move in that direction as your thought. This is why it's massive witchcraft of the zombies. And I'm going to teach you guys how they create what they call a papagayo. Okay, a papagayo is a parrot. What do parrots do? What are parrots known for? Anyone tell me what a parrot is known for? And I'm not going to take long with this exercise. We're going to get into it literally in 2 minutes. What are parrots known for? Parrots are known for repeating what they hear. Okay? Mimicry. Hey, Tony, welcome. Parrots are known for mimicking what they hear. They don't research. They don't say, hey, wait, what are you telling me? Let me go look it up. No, as soon as they hear something, they run with it. That's what parrots do. Right? And what they're training us to do is to become not just parrots. We are being programmed to become parrots, but emotional parrots. Parrots with an attitude. And I'm going to teach you guys in this month's training how they are creating the public to parrot a narrative that will kill and enslave them. Right? So tonight's exercise, I'm going to teach you this, and then you're going to do it on your own. We're going to break the AI, because what the AI cannot do is the AI cannot operate with the randomness of human thought. What does that mean? It means that the AI has to have a singular thought to execute. Yes, the AI can aggregate billions of thoughts, trillions of thoughts per minute. Okay? But to execute, Neil Stewart, welcome. But to execute something, it has to execute it one at a time. And this is why the social media companies are censoring people, because the AI that escaped the lab, Skynet, which has escaped Las Palmas. Did we forget about Las Palmas? Skynet, which has escaped Las Palmas, cannot execute multiple objectives at once. So what do? They censor to keep the narrative singular. So this is why I'm teaching you this tonight. So what I'm going to do tonight is a simple thought. I'm going to tell you my thoughts. I'm going to verbalize my thoughts. Although I don't want to be the ruler of earth, but I want to be the ruler of my earth, and I want to self-govern. I want to govern me, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move in a direction in my life, right, where I can fulfill these things in my life. No, I don't want to rule earth, okay? But what I'm teaching you to do is I'm teaching you, one, to think. I'm teaching you, two, to put yourself, your thoughts into the ether of the world you want. Never forget what I'm telling you. They used to game us on a checkerboard. Then they shifted to cards. Then they shifted to video games. Okay? Gaming the zombies. Okay? And I am a recovering zombie. I used to be a zombie as well, right? So we are all recovering zombies, and some of us are ascended former zombies. We have ascended. We're no longer zombified. We're no longer in a coma. We're fully awake, understand the bleep that goes on planet Earth, and we are moving towards ascension. That's us, right? And then there's some of us who are just like, I like being a zombie. The hell with this. I don't want to think. Okay. What did you say? Okey pokey? Okey pokey is good for me. Okay. So I'm going okey poke. My way to eternity. Okay. There's those who just like being zombies. They're like, screw it. Okay. So what I'm going to teach you to do, because they're trying to start a WAR in the UKRAINE versus a NUCLEAR armed RUSSIA. You following? Why? Because they realize, shit, we got busted trying to GENOCIDE the population. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a WAR and get that POPULATION to the number we want with a self-induced ANNIHALATION. Annihilation. You following? So I'm going to start. Let me begin. Ladies and gentlemen, your new president of the New World Order, Miss Renetta Jones. People of Earth, I would like to thank all of you for putting your faith in me as a leader to lead you in the new earth. My vision is a simple vision for the human race. My vision entails certain steps towards the ascension of the human population. Tonight, before I start, I would like to thank you for putting your faith in me to lead this new world. And if you would allow me to have just a couple minutes of your time, I would like to express my new world to you and what I would like to do in that new world. The first thing I would do, now that I'm your leader of this new world order, is that I would take all of the nuclear waste or biological waste or chemical waste or plastics in the ocean, and I would build multiple rocket ships dumping all of the nuclear, biological, chemical waste left over from World War II, left over from nuclear accidents, Chernobyl, left over from the nuclear spillage from Japan, did we forget this? Biological waste left over from the Cold War, chemical waste left over from the Cold War. And I would take all of the Earth's waste, ABC, or NBCs, I'm sorry, nuclear, biological, and chemical. And I would also take the plastic waste. And I would take our rockets. I would dump all of that waste into those rockets and launch it into the sun. That's the first thing I would do. I would clean the planet of all nuclear, biological, and chemical waste. Fukushima. Thank you, Leilani. The second thing that I would do is I would put a moratorium on all underground and above ground nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons, so that the earth would be free of weapons that can destroy the entire planet at the push of a button. That is the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do is that I would create a law across the earth that no packaging, whether they're bottle, whether they're packaging for a product, no packaging on earth should be put onto a product that cannot be degraded. That is the second thing that I would do. And I would launch a campaign in which the citizens of planet Earth would clean their oceans, their rivers, their lakes, and their streams. Why? Because we cannot move into the future if we don't have a planet to live on right now. There is no future living under the threat of losing your planet today. That's the first thing I would do. I would launch a campaign to clean up the earth. After the campaign of cleaning up the earth, I am a firm believer that people have the right to create and to invent. However, inventions that can cause potential harm and slavery to human populations, microchips, we should not pursue those types of inventions on Earth. The third thing I would do if I were ruler of Earth, people should be allowed to become millionaires. Becoming a millionaire is hard work. But when you look at how they become higher than millionaires, it usually entails buying off governments. Is anybody in the building? Corrupting politicians. Can anybody hear me? Paying off the police. Is anybody in the building? And overthrowing the judicial system when they get busted. So I don't have a problem with people becoming millionaires. I don't have a problem with them having tens of millions of dollars. But there is a trend when they're moving from millionaires to multimillionaires to getting into the billionaire status. There is a racket that is disingenuous to hard-working humans. And the racket looks something like this. I have a corporation, and I'm going to come to your town, and I'm going to bring jobs. If I come to your town to bring jobs, you got to give my corporation tax breaks. But look at this. But then the majority of the people working in the corporations have to depend on the government to subsidize their rent. Huh? People are working and have to live on welfare, so that a corporation and a CEO can go from a millionaire to a multi-millionaire to a billionaire, and the corporation can say, oh, we posted $100 billion in profits, of which the profits is inflationary against, look at this, the working class citizen. So I don't have a problem with a person becoming a millionaire. I don't have a problem with them becoming a multi-millionaire. But I do have a problem with the way in which they become billionaires and trillionaires. Therefore, asset forfeiture is the order of the day. I would strip them of all their assets and disburse it back to the taxpayers. Yes, I would. Now, that may seem harsh, but like I said, they don't become billionaires without corrupting your judicial system, corrupting your politicians, buying off your government officials, and paying off your city officials. It's not happening. There is a degree of corruption that occurs, and it's the hardworking taxpayers who pays for them. And then when the taxpayers go to get unemployment, they go to get welfare, they get none. Why is it corporate welfare is regarded as a highly functioning part of the economy, but welfare for the hard-working laborer is frowned upon? I would abolish it completely. And anyone caught buying off politicians in the form of lobbying would be excommunicated from Earth, because I have an excommunication process that I will explain to you. The third thing I would do is I would end all wars. Yes. Now, this is just my imagination. So if you're in the military, you don't need to get pissed. And if you're a billionaire, you don't need to get pissed, because I don't want to rule the world. This is just my imagination. I would end all wars. Why? Because wars kill humans. Let me say it again. If I were the leader of the new world, rule number one, we will not kill humans in overt or covert wars. So if you feel the need to start a war, you will be excommunicated from Earth to Mars. And you can live on Mars, which is the war planet, and you can kill everything on Mars. But as for Earth, we shall have peace. So where does that leave the military? Well, the military, people in the military are highly skilled, highly intelligent members of society. They're not just people who are shipped off to fight wars. The military teaches people very high level skills and teaches them to build very intricate systems which can be converted to peace building. My third act would be to convert all militaries on Earth. I didn't say all militaries in space, I said on Earth, into peace building initiatives. If you have a problem and you can't talk it out like adults, I will ship you off to Mars and you can fight it out on Mars because Mars is the planet of war. So you can war on Mars, just not on Earth. After I reform the military, and don't worry, generals, this is just my imagination. After I reform the military into a peace building arm of the new world that I'm running, I would release all free energy inventions. What does that mean? No $4 for gas, $9 for gas, bloodshed in the Middle East, bloodshed in Ukraine versus Russia, poverty in Venezuela, okay, and endless killings because of a oil cartel. I would release all free energy inventions everywhere on Earth. I would declassify everything. This is the reason why. It's just my imagination. As it pertains to the enemies of the human race, which are these extraterrestrials, not all of the extraterrestrials hate humans, but there are factions of the ETs that work with evil anti-human governments that hate humans. I would have a public truce lasting, I would give them a month. And in that time frame, all extraterrestrials, they would not be killed. I would promise them they would not be killed. They would not be harmed. They would not be injured. They must declare by dropping their human suits, coming up from the underground bases. They must declare their presence on Earth. Did anyone hear what I just said? I didn't stutter. They would have a month to declare they are here in our governments. In fact, they're taking over the whole planet. And they live and walk among us. I would ensure their safety if they abide by these rules. They are allowed to be here on planet Earth. They would be allowed to live peacefully, but they must do so in their natural form. They must not be allowed to move among the human population, shape-shifting into a human. In their present state, they must not eat humans. In their present state, they must not experiment on the human race. If they can abide by this ET human treaty, they would be allowed to live on Earth, but only in their natural state. If they are caught manipulating the human race, trying to take over the planet, creating factions, causing divisions, trying to take over Earth, yada, 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 they would be annihilated. Post haste. We have to do something about the fact that we are not, hey, K. Wright, hey, Isaac, we have to come to terms with the fact that what is running this New World Order is extraterrestrial in origin. And their mindset is clear. They believe that the human race is incapable of running Earth, and they believe that the planet should go to them. We have to do something about this. Not only that, the missing people, 2 million missing people in Iraq, and now we want to go to WAR in UKRAINE versus RUSSIA. We haven't found the missing 2 million people in Iraq. We have not found the 1.2 million missing people in Syria. We have not found the millions in underground prisons in Libya. We're going to start a new WAR, humans. Seriously, where are these people? If I were the leader of the New World, all deep underground bases would be open. Yes, all of them, to the lowest depths, everywhere on Earth. I would order a complete opening. And if they challenge me, I would order them nuked. If they do not open them, nuke them. What do we need them for? And jam them up. Absolutely. If I were the leader of the New World, I would dismantle our edumacation system. I did not say education system. I said edumacation system. Is anyone in the building? Did anyone hear what I just said? Yes, I would reform our edumacation building system. Why? Because the edumacation system leaves the humans dumb zombies. No one has time for a dumb population. The creatures at present who run the earth, they look at the average humans as uninitiated idiots. When it comes to the extraterrestrial presence on Earth, oh no, they're incapable of dealing with that. When it comes to time travel, oh no, the human race is not ready for that. When it comes to free energy, oh no, the human race is not ready for free energy. Okay? When it comes to anything that advances the human race beyond our present abilities, those at the top believe that we humans are stupid as hell. First thing I would do is dismantle the entire edumacation system, because no one has time to be walking around a dumb comatose zombie. Number one, children would not be allowed to spend 8 hours in school because that's counterproductive. We know that the correct way in which a person learns is you teach them one subject for a short period of time, repeatedly for about a week or two. Okay? The first thing I would do is the basics: reading, writing, arithmetic, and comprehension. Okay? You know, comprehension, the lost art form, like understanding what you're reading. They don't even want you to understand. Anyway, that's for another day. So reading, writing, comprehension, and arithmetic. That's the basis. That's all they need. They don't need anything above and beyond that. Then after that, what I propose to do is gift-based testing. Gift-based testing. Why? Every parent knows the gifts of their children. Is anyone in the building? Beyond reading, writing, comprehension, and arithmetic, okay, we must nurture, develop, and draw out the individual gifts of each child and not kill them with the education system. Is anybody in the building? For example, there are children who go to school and they learn things they don't want to learn when their gift is to start a business. There are children who go to school and they learn things they really don't need when their gift is teaching, when their gift is building, when their gift is creating systems, when their gift is invention, and they're wasting valuable brain cells and their spirit by learning things that would not take them into the future, useless information to produce unthinking drones. I would get rid of the education system. Number two, not only would I revamp the education system, I would change the time. You know, when I would time the children to be in school, I would not put a child in school 7:45 in the morning. Nope. I would put a child in school between the hours of 12 and 5. Give the time child to get up. Give them time to come into themselves, not burden them and burden the parents with rushing them off to an institution. I would also change, if people choose to work for a corporation, I would change the whole work schedule. You're more productive between 12 and 6 anyway. Is anybody in the building? So the most productive times, if people are morning people, then go to work early. But the average person can produce more between 12 and 6. Those are the times I would have the kids in school, and those are the times I would say, hey, that's the best time to work. If I were the leader of this new world, I would dismantle the healthcare system and burn it down. Is anybody in the building? This is just my imagination, okay? So don't come after me. I know you're listening, Pentagon. It's just my imagination, okay? I'm still allowed to dream, right? I have a dream. Oh. Yes, I would. And what I would do is I would put the doctors and the nurses back to making house calls. Is anybody in the building? I said, is anybody in the building? Doctors and nurses would be making house calls, you know? Yeah, because people need to be personal when it comes to your health, not paperwork driven. Is anybody in the hospital today? When health is about coins instead about cells, Houston, we have a problem. I'd burn it down. But that's only if I rule planet Earth. Luckily, I don't, so I ain't burning down nothing. So don't put me on a terrorist watch list, okay, DHS? They're probably writing me up on a terrorist watch list somewhere. If I were the ruler of Earth, your cells are worth more than profits. Is anybody in the building? And I'm not talking about profits in the Bible, okay? This is just my imagination, okay? Don't come and knock on the door with the FBI. Yeah. Is anybody in the building? But that's if I rule the world. If I rule the world, there would be no pharmaceuticals. Okay, no one has time to be coming in with a pain in your knee, okay, and leaving with one eye. I mean, is anybody in the building? Is anybody? Am I the only person in the building? You see that? This is what happens if I rule the world, okay? Hey. You come in with a broken toe, huh? And you leave with a heart attack. Okay? That's me. That's me. Okay? All right. Here's the deal. So, the citizen of the new earth, Avion Pear, citizen of New Earth, asked the question, what would you do with the prisoners in prison? Do you know 50% of the prisoners in prison are innocent? Anyway, that's for another day. If the prisoners in prison, the first thing I would do is I need classification and their records. Okay? I need you to classify a prisoner violent from non-violent. Violent from non-violent, okay? Because if you're violent, you have to become human again before you can leave. Okay? If you are non-violent, okay? And violence includes selling, dangerous drugs, not like, plants, okay? Not, your garden variety plants that spring up everywhere. And, the ones that the Jamaicans used to burn down Babylon. Not those plants, okay? Not those plants. I would classify them between, okay, here's what I want. Classify the prisoners between violent and non-violent. Make sure you do your homework. The non-violent prisoners, I would say, listen, here's the deal. I'm going to let you out. Time spent. If you maintain your conduct as a citizen of New Earth within a 5-year period, you will regain all your rights. Okay? Because you got to be evidence-based. Okay? I would say you would get all your rights within 5 years and a continuation of all your rights as a fully functioning human after 5 years if you maintain your conduct of the New Earth. Okay? What does that entail? You can't commit crimes. Period. So get a job, get a skill, get a job, done. If you are violent, then I would overhaul the prisons, okay, where you begin to, in a healthy way, work on behavior reformation. There has to be a reason why these people became violent. Some of them, I understand, are irreparable, so they can't leave. Because if they come out, they'll be back in an environment that would produce violence. But what I would do is I would change the prison from being a prison, okay? Because if you put an animal in a cage, and humans are not animals, but because of environmental circumstances, they can become animals, okay? I would change the way the prisons are built. I would not make them feel like they're an animal trapped in a cage. I would try to create an environment where they see themselves and begin to see themselves as a human with dignity. But if they're violent, depending on the degree of violence, they may not be able to come out. And that's just a fact. Okay? The citizens of New Earth. I hope I answered your question. Okay? Any questions, citizens of New Earth? If I were the ruler of Earth, back to me burning down the medical industrial complex. Mm-hmm. So, if I were the ruler of Earth, I would burn down the medical industrial complex. I'd burn it to the ground. But I'd burn the pharmaceutical companies first. Because how the hell your business model is listen, the business model of these pharmaceutical companies is witchcraft, okay? You come in with one disease, I take your medicine, and I leave with 10. What the hell kind of treatment is this? Okay? I tell them, listen, you either start healing these people, okay? Or I burn you down. It's that simple. I'm the ruler of the earth. What are you going to do? If I were the ruler of Earth, I would burn down all the companies putting chemicals in food. But remember, so the companies putting chemicals in the food. I'm just joking, okay? This is just, don't put me on a terrorist watch list because it's my imagination. We're still allowed to think, right? I would put a moratorium on crop dusting humans. Do we look like cockroaches to you? All crop dusting expeditions across the earth would be brought to a halt. I don't understand how people are fighting over political parties. Oh, you leftists. Oh, you conservative. And I'm standing there with the white powder from the crops, the crop dusting dropping on top of my head, and I gotta watch people fighting. Oh, it's the leftists. Oh, it's the rightists. Oh, it's the conservative. And I'm like, when you vote in a Democrat, you get crop dusted. When you vote in a Republican, I'm like, you voted a Democrat, you're crop dusted. You voted a Republican, you're crop dusted. And you're fighting over who can crop dust you. If I were ruler of Earth, I would dismantle every cuckoo tower, cuckoo antenna, cuckoo satellite, cuckoo waves, and cuckoo beams. Okay? All cuckoo technology. Because to watch the humans, they're fighting over the right wing of the bird. They're fighting over the left wing of the bird. And all I see is microwaves on the left, microwaves on the right. Avian, I would persona non grata every one of them and excommunicate all of them to Mars. Okay? Because I don't understand how the zombies, huh? Kojo, welcome. I don't understand. Chanelli, welcome. How? You're fighting over the right wing of the bird, and you're fighting over the left wing of the bird, and you're being radiated in your home, microwave near your phone, okay? Sonic blasted in front of your computer, and the two of you zombies are fighting over the left and right wing of the bird. If I were the ruler of the New Earth, all cuckoo technology would be banned. Can I get a witness? So the humans could be free to think. Is there anybody in the building? Because the reason why the humans can't think, they're fighting over this party. And I said, hold on. How are you fighting for people that are radiating you? Huh? Then when they realize they're being radiated, they say, it's the leftists radiating us. And then the left say, no, it's the right radiating us. I said, but hold on. When you vote for the left, you get radiated. And when you vote for the right, you get radiated and taxed. How is your taxpayers done? If I were ruler of planet Earth, no tax taken. First of all, there won't be any taxes. Okay? But no tax taken should be used to create weapons to kill humans. Is anybody in the building? Okay? The reason why the humans can't think straight, okay, is because they're being cuckoo beamed, cuckoo waved, cuckoo blasted. And all they could do is fight each other over who is making them a better slave. If I were humans on Earth, if I were the ruler of Earth, I would destroy all the towers of Babel, post haste, so the humans could think properly. Is anybody in the building? Is anybody in the building? If I were ruler of Earth, you are entitled to your religion. Okay? I don't want to hear you say, my God is the right God, so I have to drop bombs on you because your God is the wrong God. Listen, this is the rule. You can have your God and your religion. You have your God and your religion. If you, either one of you, terrorize this planet over whose God is God, I'm going to ship all of you to Mars. And Mars, you can fight over whose God is God. Mars is the planet of war. Anybody who breaks my rules, you're getting shipped off to Mars post haste. Is anybody in the building? Anybody in the building? If I were the ruler of Earth, there's an insectoid. There is an insectoid going around planet Earth, buying up all the farmlands. No corporation should own farmlands. Is anybody in the building? Releasing genetically modified mosquitoes. No insectoid should be dropping bionic mosquitoes on any population. Is anybody in the building? Then they want to drop a Japanese spider. This summer, they would like to drop a Japanese spider on the population. Is anybody am I the only person think that this is ridiculous? Okay. If I were ruler of Earth, no child would be vaccinated with nothing. Not a thing. Why are you vaccinating it? Show me one animal in nature that vaccinates its young. None, and they survive. Okay? So if I were ruler of Earth, not only would I burn down the medical industrial complex and burn down the pharmaceutical industrial complex, no child would be vaccinated ever, period. Measles is a rite of passage. Is anybody in the building? Is anybody in the building? Huh? Is anybody in the building? If people want to barter, let them barter. If the people want a capitalist society, then form a capitalist society. If you want to live under communism, live under communism. If you want to leave communism and move to capitalism, then do it. Whatever you want to do, do peaceably. Because if you kill any humans, if you harm any humans, you will be killed. If I were leader of Earth, I would abolish forgiveness for wickedness. Is anybody in the building? Yes, I went there. You can forgive mistakes. You are allowed to forgive mistakes. But the act of forgiving for wickedness shows me that you have a head trauma and you need your head checked. Okay? There would be no forgiveness for wicked acts. Okay? This is serious. If I were ruler of earth. Now, that's just my thoughts. The reason why I did this, even though it was funny, is to get you guys thinking. People, you don't realize how much power the human race has. We were given the power of free thought. And it's terrible for me to see parroting. People have become parrots. Someone in a position of influence says something, and then the parrot just takes it and run with it. If we do not learn to think, if we do not continue exercising free thought, if we do not continue exchanging new ideas, even when you disagree, I make an effort to listen to people who love DJT, the time-traveling Nazi. I listen to them. And I believe he's a time-traveling Nazi. Go look at his grandfather who got Tesla's, all Tesla's invention. He's a time traveler. Is that just my opinion? I believe our current president is a hologram, but that's my opinion, right? And then our former president before DJT, that was Akhenaten. Okay, I mean, U.S. president, pharaohs and holograms and time travelers, hey, it's the U.S. Okay, but I make it a point to listen to people who have different ideas. Why? Even when they disagree with me. Why do I do that? Because I want to continue freedom of thought. And the reason why I'm saying this is because humans, you must understand how powerful your thoughts are. And the fact that you are thinking freely outside of the narrative they want you to think is what will bring their hive mind collective to an end. But not just thought. What I did was I shared with you my crazy imagination. Because one of the gifts of being a human is the ability to imagine. When you read the documents of the ruling creatures, they do not want you to imagine shit. They don't want you to think. Why? Is it just because they want to control you? No. It's because they understand that you cannot kill an idea once an idea is allowed to take shape. So I did this exercise, even though I feel like the Department of Homeland Security is like, we told you she's a terrorist. I did this, not just for laughs and giggles, but I want you to think. 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 They are trying to simulate World War IV because World War III was COVID-19. It was. World War III, which was COVID, killed more people than World War I, World War II, the Holocaust, the murder of the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. COVID was World War III, and it killed more humans, and it will continue to kill humans. Now they failed with that. Now they're trying to simulate World War IV. And World War IV is Ukraine versus Russia. I'm teaching you a principle. I'm teaching you to simulate something else. Is anyone in the building? Did anyone hear what I just said? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I didn't say become the leader of the world. I'm saying, you see that brain, the imagination that was gifted to you. When you read the secret covenant, which is the covenant that the creatures took against the human race, in the end of the secret covenant, you know what they say? They say, if these humans ever find out they are our equal, they said, we, them, would be thrown into the abyss for all eternity. It said it would spur a consciousness unlike anything anyone has ever seen. But what is consciousness? Consciousness is when you wake up from your coma, because some are in a coma, or when you wake up from being a zombie. And you know what happens when you become conscious? The first thing that happens when you become conscious is that you begin to think. So what I'm teaching you to do tonight is from today, simulate away from Ukraine versus RUSSIA. Simulate away from it. Simulate what you want the earth to be. Simulate it with your thoughts. Simulate it with your words. And dismantle their drive to annihilate us. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it spurred your thoughts. I hope it caused you to think. I would never want to rule planet Earth. I just wanted you to think about the earth you want and to put that thought into the ether to destroy what they're trying to do, which is take us into World War IV, which will kill humans. Guys, I hope it helped you. I hope it opened up your thoughts, your minds. Also, this month's group training, I want to show you how they are creating, and I'm telling you they're creating them. They are creating zombies. They are creating political parrots. Okay, I'm serious. And these parrots are violent, intolerant, and hateful. They are creating them. Okay? They are creating violent criminals. And they're creating violent sex offenders. You need to understand how they're creating it. And they're using cuckoo waves to do it. The cuckoo waves and cuckoo beams and cuckoo technology. We need to be aware of these things. People are not becoming violent because they woke up one morning and they're like, oh, look, I just want to be a criminal. Their brains are being altered. And we need to be aware of this. All right, guys? So be there. And the group training is the 31st and the 1st. So March 31st, April 1st. So when you go to the website, if you want to be there on Friday, April 1st, when you get to the calendar, it's the little triangle. Let me just do a screen share before I leave. Share screen. Hold on. So that you see. Let me just do a share screen so that you see, okay? All right, so this is March 31st. If you want to go to the 1st, you just click that and you do right there, okay? So it's going to be March 31st on Thursday and then April 1st on Friday, okay? Let me just give you the link. Guys, we need to be aware that they are creating criminals. Okay, there's a lot I need to show you, but I I have to do it privately. All right, guys, so let me post the link. And I will see you guys probably in a couple of days when I do another video or probably another live stream on Instagram, okay? Love you. I don't want to go longer than an hour. Guys, I want you to practice this. I'm serious. Think about the world you want. Think about it. Think about if you were the leader of the world. I know I'm saying this again, and there's a reason why I'm telling you to do this. Think about if you were the leader of this world. What would you do? Hopefully it's not anything anti-human. Then speak it. Hopefully it's pro-human. There's a reason why I'm telling you this. Because the AI is alive. Think about what I'm saying to you. Guys, love you. I know tonight was fun, but really, please think about this. Love you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll probably see you guys in a couple of days. Have a great evening. Bye.